Thank you guys for being here today. So inshallah, today we'll be running a very short session to talk about our innovation camp, which is one of a very popular program that we do on monthly basis in Injaz, Qatar. To start with, I just want to brief you about the agenda so you know what to expect throughout the program. In the beginning, we will start to talk about Injaz. So later in the future, if you guys feel like you need some support, some help in a certain area, you already know what Injaz can help you and offer you help in the future if you want. Later, we will talk about what is entrepreneurship. We will define it together. We will try to remove some misconceptions that we have in mind, try to redefine it together, try to understand if I am not studying business, how can I actually learn from entrepreneurship? How can I take these skills and put them somewhere else, like if I'm a doctor, if I'm going to be an engineer in the future. Afterwards, we'll speak about some tips that we will share together and how, if you want one day to open a business, what do we actually recommend you to start thinking about from today? So after, we will have some maybe 10 to 15 minutes, some time to see your questions, try to answer them. After every session, from what we speak and discuss, students have a lot of questions. So I'll try to promise to give you a bit more than the 15 minutes. So this actually means I'll be probably lecturing throughout maybe 1.5 hours, 1 hour and 20 minutes. So during this session, if you guys have any questions that is directly related to something I am speaking about, just have it, write it down, and then you can ask me directly this question. But if you have any question not related to the content, something related to, like you have a bad internet connection, you're asking about something, feel free to write in the chat. And I have my colleagues Hind and Layla here today to support me with that. At the very end, we will have a post test, and it's not really a test. We're just going to ask you very simple questions that we spoke about during the session. And just make sure, I'm just going to remind you about that later, just make sure to write your email correctly and your name correctly. And this is where you will get a certificate that you have attended this program with us. Moving on, to start with, Injaz Qatar is a non-profit organization. We've been based in Qatar since 2007, and we're actually located in more than 120 countries. This actually means someone right now in any other country in the world is taking the same program that you guys are taking. So this also means if one day you would travel outside to study, to continue working even outside, this certificate is approved worldwide. And when you take it outside, it's considered as extracurricular activities. We focus on 3 main pillars, which is also referred to as departments. The first one is financial literacy. And if you guys in the future, you would need to know or understand about how to invest my money, how to save my money, some recommendations about investing in stocks, investing in how to invest, anything related to money and saving is under financial literacy. And we do offer courses online and face-to-face in financial literacy. The second thing, work readiness, and we highly recommend these courses for those who are graduating, almost graduating from university. These courses teach you how to write a CV and also how to sit in an interview and discuss some questions. So we will give you tips for getting basically a job, which you are not given these tips in university, and that would be very helpful for you. Lastly, entrepreneurship, one of the easiest and maybe most fun programs. We're doing it today, which is called the Innovation Camp. However, the most popular entrepreneurship course is called the company program. It's the longest course that we offer. We offer it only once a year, and it's actually throughout the year. The students open a business, so it's very long. The students actually come from zero background and zero knowledge about business, and we build together and we open a business and we start generating money. And some people open actually this business and make it their full-time job after graduating. Okay, So that was a very quick brief about Indra. So you guys later, if you guys are interested to join any of the programs we just spoke about, feel free to contact us on social media. Just write Injas Qatar anywhere and you would find us. Okay, let's start with this course. I want to ask those who are now in, for you, in just one sentence, if you can write, what is entrepreneurship? I want to see how people think. Actually, I see familiar names here from my old students. I think they would know how to answer well. Okay. Can anyone please write in the chat? What do you guys think? What's the definition of entrepreneurship to you? Are they able to type? I'm just double checking.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you guys have to participate. You cannot just listen to me. Okay, you have a question?
If anyone has a problem, they can raise a hand as well.
Business, Ahmed, yes, exactly. But there's something missing in the answer. Anyone else? I'm receiving them privately, which is okay. So guys, when you type, no one is seeing your questions but me. So feel free to type. Anyone else other than Ahmed? Oh, okay. Ahmed, apparently you have a good background about it. Yes, definitely financial risks is a huge aspect about entrepreneurship. Elisa, it's the ability to develop and organize and run a business. See, all your answers are correct, but they are missing one aspect. I'm actually not sad that you still did not start thinking this way, because this means this course is very important for you to better understand entrepreneurship. Definitely, as you guys said, it's about opening a business, setting up a business, business risks. These words, I just grabbed them from what you have written. But if I want, okay, there's another one. Someone who decides to create or run a business, even though she's not may lose. Definitely. Notion, providing and produce a service with a goal. Yes. Amazing. هندسة مشاريع صح. Process of exploiting value, opportunity. Yes, this is the answer. I did not actually expect anyone to type the word opportunity. Let me speak about something. Entrepreneurship, people think entrepreneurs are people who open a business and have their own business. This is totally correct, definitely. But an entrepreneur is not someone that only owns a business or someone that does something different from anyone. Entrepreneurship in general is a mindset. And this is what we want to try to start understanding and implementing starting today. This is why a mother at home can be an entrepreneur. This is why a doctor has to be an entrepreneur actually in order to treat their patients. And I will give you an example shortly. Even an engineer, anyone who wants to do amazing in their job, excel in their job, excel at work, excel at their own business, excel as an employee, you would need these sets of skills. Let me tell you what are these skills and what do I mean by entrepreneurship. If I came one day to you and I told you, I have money and I want to invest this money and open a franchise, or I want to open a coffee shop or a restaurant. I want to buy a land and build property and sell it again with double the price. All these ideas are perfectly fine. And these ideas may be very profitable and great ideas, but this is not an entrepreneurial way of thinking. Let's see how an entrepreneur thinks about an idea. So a businessman or someone with a normal a set of skills or mentality would immediately jump into a solution or a business idea. Like, I have this opportunity in mind, I'm gonna do it. An entrepreneur never chooses an idea. The problem he looks at chooses the idea. Let me tell you, what do I mean by that? Let's have a real life example. I love teaching with examples. Let's say 10 years ago or more, and this is actually a true story. I was craving McDonald's and I did not drive back then, and I wanted to order McDonald's for me. I remember I don't recall the number of McDonald's, and I'm not very sure what's the closest McDonald's to my house. So I called 180, and I remember it was not a machine, it was a person that answers, and it used to they used to call it استعلامات QTEL. So now it's called Uridu, and it's just a service that they provide. You call them and you tell them, hi, I want this number, and then they give you this number. So I had to call Uridu, which is QTEL back then, take the number, call the restaurant, and then wait for the restaurant to pick up. Make sure maybe I am unable to speak in English very well, or I don't really understand English, so language could be as well a barrier. And then I have to make sure that the restaurant I am calling has a delivery service and themselves actually can deliver. Otherwise, we cannot order from that restaurant. Moreover, if I don't know that this restaurant exists, I don't have any social media that I can click on and start learning or knowing about the restaurants that exist near me. So this is how there was a problem. It was not very easy for me to call and to ask for it. And some people face difficulty in ordering without pictures. That's also another problem. Meaning, just from a very small example that was very recent, few years back, I gave you guys so many problems. From these problems, if I was thinking as a normal business mentality, which I used to think that way 10 years ago, if you come and tell me, how is the delivery service? I would tell you, I'm comfortable with it, that's fine. And I would just live my life normally. Why? Because I don't analyze the problems and I don't analyze the solutions perfectly, which is not an entrepreneurial mentality. So in this case, when I have an opportunity, a pain, remember these words, we're going to use them a lot in this course, and even in the future, when you attend any business course, you would use it. Pain, problem, gap. These three things actually means the same thing, that there is something unfilled in the market that I can take as an opportunity to fill. Definitely, in these cases, I'm trying to refer to courage and talabat as an example. It's an example very well known. Everyone, if you guys don't use it, I'm sure you know about it. So I'm not going to spend time explaining that, but think with me, guys. If we did not have a problem, which is something not very comfortable for me to order, people or the entrepreneurs could not reach out to the business solution, the profitable business solution that they introduced to the market, which is talabat and courage. What I am trying to say here, that entrepreneurs perceive problems as an opportunity for change, for growth, for even a business idea. So an entrepreneur will never tell you, I have a business idea in mind. They will tell you there's an unfilled gap, let's analyze it, and the analysis will choose our problem. And this set of skills mostly guarantee success, as you guys have done everything you can before you reach to the conclusion of what is the business idea. So it is the safest, best approach, as well as it's very risky because it has so much investments in money, time, energy, and effort, which we will be discussing throughout today's lecture. Okay, maybe someone, and once someone asked me this question, and yeah, it actually hit me in the head. They told me, we live in Qatar, and Qatar has we have so many advanced things in Qatar to an extent it's extremely hard for us to think about an unfilled problem in the market. Let me tell you honestly, this, especially in the developed countries, you can see problems happening everywhere. This means even existing companies that reached maybe millions and billions of Qatari riyals monthly still face problems that are unfilled, and we have the opportunity to take advantage of these unfilled demands or unfilled needs and try to build with them some entrepreneurial ideas. Okay, so let me tell you as well an example to build on the same one. So طلبات and carriage, I currently live in Gharrafa. So if I want to order something that is all the way in Wakra, طلبات and carriage will not even give me the opportunity to order from them because the distance is something that they don't solve. So either you order from a restaurant nearby you or we cannot deliver. So this is an unfilled market need. 3 years ago, a Qatari entrepreneur that maybe you guys have also, probably everyone have heard of this application Rafiq, which is also a delivery application that went into the market around 3 years back. What was different about Rafiq and why did actually Rafiq steal a huge market share from Talabat and Carriage is that Rafiq have seen an unfilled problem. And he said, so many people live in areas and they crave something far away. And Talabat and Carriage are not doing this. I will open a business that is similar to what they do, and I will add extra convenience. I will add an extra thing to my existing idea, to their existing idea, and make it better fit than the demand in the market. This is 100% an entrepreneurial thinking because they took an existing idea, they made it more convenient, they solved an extra problem, and they introduced it to the market. So now I am forced, even if I am super comfortable using Talabat and Carriage, and I'm already used to it and I'm super comfortable, I am still forced to download Rafiq application if I am craving something far away. By that, people started to download this application, use it, and they started to get to know it. And by that, Rafiq started to steal market share and the customers, the loyal customers from Talabat and Carriage. So what I want to say from this example is that in each and everything you have nearby you, look around you, you will find an unfilled market need. And every time you have a new opportunity. So the fact that we live in a developed country does not actually give you the right to sit down and relax. It gives you extra opportunities for you guys to take advantage of everything around you and take an opportunity and basically build something new to the market. So that's the very first thing we concluded for today. Start thinking about the problem, not the solution. The problem actually gets you the solution. Moving on. Okay. The time, the example of time. Let me tell you. So if I want to ask you a question and I want to see your opinion, just write your answer saying yes or no and why. Okay, just type in the chat, please guys, not in the questions. I see a lot of questions and people cannot read your response if you put it in the questions. So leave it in the chat all the time. You can, if I come to you and I tell you I have a business idea in mind and I analyzed it, we're in Corona and I think this is a problem and I want to solve it. And I come to you and I tell you I want to open a factory that manufactures masks. Okay, today I want to open it. What do you guys think? Would you recommend me to proceed with this idea or not? Let me know and why. What do you think? Too late. Too late. Yes. Okay, guys, this is just opinions. If you can please write why, because we need to discuss your answers. Anyone else? To establish business. It is late. Okay, now I understand how you're thinking. Who else? If you guys are supportive, may I know why are you supportive? What makes you supportive? While others already in place. Okay, no. There's already a lot of factories supplying masks nowadays. Okay. Bring in the market 2 years ago. Okay. Abdulrahman said something. I'm gonna come to your comment, Abdulrahman, after I comment on the rest, because I want to build on that, what you've said, something else. To answer your question, you guys have, the people who said yes, that there is still, an unfilled market demand. But those who said no, at the end of the day, there is no right or no answer. But I would support the no more, because I would think my reason is different than any reason I've read. But let me first analyze the reasons I've read. I have read someone that said it's too late because people exist still. There are masks that already exist and people opened and manufactured, and we're also getting supplies from outside. Yes, but until now, you are thinking about competitors. Before even I reach the stage about thinking about the competitors or not, I need to analyze, is there a demand or not? Where am I now? In the beginning or around the end of Corona? Where do I stand? Around, inshallah, around the end. I really hope so. But definitely not in the very beginning. This is something I would be supportive in the beginning, not in the middle or at the end. Why? We will get to that in Abdurrahman's comment. What did he say? He said 2 years ago, maybe he would be supportive. Let me change my question a bit and ask you this question in a different way. Now the answers are not yes or no. I need you to, the answer should be a question from you to me. If I came to you in March 2020, in the very beginning of Corona, where the day that we went to the schools, we went to our work, and they told us, go back home and you're not coming tomorrow until we don't know when. I still remember that day. I was at work, and then we were informed to take our things and just go home and not come tomorrow until further notice. And they were hoping that we come next week. From back then until now, this next week never came. But so I went home, and let's say on that date, March 2020, I came to you and I told you guys, I want to manufacture gloves and masks locally. And remember, back then, people used to go to supermarkets and buy huge amounts, even if they don't really need it, just because they were scared about the future and the pandemic. My question today is, if you were to ask me a question and that question would decide whether or not you would answer, yes, do this business, or no, don't do this business, what would your question be? Ask me one question and then decide whether or not, based on my answer, you want to proceed. Do you have an existent company? Okay. Why? Why are you asking this question? It's a great one, but I just want to make sure that we're thinking the same way, Sami. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else, guys? Do you have any question you would want to ask me before you decide? I'm going to give you shway time. I know this is critical. You have a team partner. I never thought of that, you know. See, I'm also learning from you. I never thought of this. Definitely a good question. What also? Give me something, guys. Open my eyes to things. And effort, yeah. Advertisements. Yalla, 1 more minute for anyone to contribute. Great. Anyone else? Okay, this is enough. Okay, guys, because I'm trying to keep track of time. Okay, I am actually amazed because usually when I ask this question, I don't really get this quality of responses. So I'm really happy for today. But let me tell you, there are many answers that were correct, but to simplify it and make it even a simpler question, when can you produce? A very simple question. Because when you start thinking about a business, you would think about future demands and you fill them today. That's the hard part of the business. That's the magic that people actually do. And this is why so many businesses with amazing people that run it and then amazing ideas still actually fail. And they don't know why. It's just because they thought about a current demand now and they started working on the project. And by the time they were able to sell and execute the product or service, it was a bit too late. Because in the future, nothing stays the same, guys. In the future, the demand of your product may increase and may as well decrease. It really depends on the study that you make and everything. Exactly. So there is one thing, one example I have in mind. He's a friend and I want to share his story actually. And this story will stick to your mind because guys, after when we're done with the course, you will not remember what I said, but the examples will stick in your mind, especially if I'm using examples inside Qatar. So when you're going around, you already know that, oh yeah, I remember, oh, this guy have done that, that guy has done that. Khalas, it sticks in your mind. So before Corona starts, my friend opened his first factory to sell perfumes. And he was selling perfumes and he was doing extremely well. He was doing extremely well. And Corona started happening. So this is when Corona hit in and his sales dropped down unbelievably, dramatically. So we had a meeting, me and him back then, and we were trying to discuss, but let me tell you, where did we reach and what we until today think it was the best option. And this will give you a life advice, honestly. A normal person or a business-minded person would say, I have a lot of stock of the perfumes, let's decrease the prices and sell it. Logical, correct. Another person would tell me, let's ship it outside. Let's sell it for less outside, try to get as much money back as we can so we minimize our loss. Until now, all these suggestions were suggestions, as we said in the beginning, I'm jumping immediately into the solution. I'm jumping into the business idea. This is wrong. I need to start with the problem, and the problem decides, not the entrepreneur, the problem. Online, yes, definitely. It was already running, but they needed something. They were losing a lot. They really needed a push, a huge push, a huge change. So we went and analyzed the factory. We said, let's analyze all the aspects of the factory. Let's analyze the employees. We have enough employees. They're perfectly functioning. Everything is going great. Let's go to the next level. Let's analyze the equipments. Our equipments are very good. And then we analyzed how to use the equipments. So the equipments are able to be used with liquids at a certain temperature, and they can do X certain of mLs a day, for example. And then we went to the third stage, to the stores, and he saw in the stores the bottles that he ordered. So he saw fancy bottles, really fancy bottles of glass. He saw cheap bottles of plastic, and he was trying to test something new back then. So he bought mini bottles of plastic and of glass. And then he went to the liquid store, and he saw there is a huge amount of alcohol that he bought, and of the, I don't know what they call it, but it's for the smell, the liquids for the smell to mix and to do the perfumes. He had a huge amount of alcohol and the rest. So he said, my only problem here that I was able to analyze is that what I am manufacturing is not something in demand today. And if I wait until I do a huge quantity and I sell it later, it will be a huge loss, and I'm unsure when things will be back, and when in Qatar we will be allowed to go out in the streets again and back to basically today's life. So what he did something amazing. What did he do? He thought about changing his product. He said, my machines are working and they can take any liquids in a certain temperature. He said, I have employees, I have the space, I have the bottles, I have alcohol. What did he manufacture? Write, guys, write it. What would he manufacture? Hand sanitizers, of course. Hand sanitizers. Yeah, sanitizers and later sanitizers, cleaning material. He went really fancy. He went fancy in the bottles that he bought as glass, and he went average quality on the bottles that were plastic. So he did the testing, manufacturing everything in 3 weeks. It was amazing. And then he jumped into the marketing strategies of, it's very easy to boost a post on Instagram. It's very easy to pay an influencer and do it. But there is something called the indirect marketing. And in such things, the indirect marketing is key. It was amazing, the indirect marketing. What did he do? So he went to the public, the places that were really crowded, for example, so like Flat White, 1111. I mean, like in certain places that he knows, on average, this place gets more people than the neighbors. So what he did, he gave them free of all his products. In return, what happened? When people used to go to grab a coffee and leave, they used to see this sanitizer that they've never seen before and looks very good and fancy on the tables in luxury places. Unconsciously, I started as a person to link that this product is fancy, it's glass, and it's located in fancy places in Qatar. Unconsciously, when I go now to the supermarkets to buy, or when I want to order, it's also online, I order the fancy one to put it in my house for the guests, for the majlis, and I order the normal ones from the same brand. I add it on for my daily use in my pocket and everything. And he even used like the 10 and 5 ml, very tiny, to put it in your pocket. So this really smart way of thinking have made him feel like Corona was a plus for him. He generated so much more income than he used to generate even before Corona. So what he did actually returned to him 10 times better than he was even comfortable with. So what I want to say here, you can use this entrepreneurial skills in anything, whether you're a doctor. You think if I study as a doctor and I go see a patient, this patient will be a textbook patient? Definitely not. Do you think if I'm an engineer, let's say I'm building something creative, something new, I'm not going to face a problem that I did not read about in the books? Definitely. It's simple. It's a very simple idea and a very simple implementation. But what's really smart about it is how I'm building my thinking and trying to be calm in these situations and trying to analyze one by one to reach where is the problem and get logical solutions to it. That's why it's a bad idea for you to choose the solutions and the problems. Jump into analyzing the problems and make the problems decide your solutions later. Okay, there is something, this is a bit advanced. What we will speak about today is a bit advanced now, I mean in this slide, but I believe one person one day would reach this stage. And guys, if you reach the stage that we will speak about now, you need to know that millions are just a fraction in your bank account. So whatever I will say now will make you guys minimum billionaires, literally. Let me tell you, what do I mean by that? And how can an entrepreneur reach from an average entrepreneur into a great entrepreneur? Okay, so, but just remember, guys, that what I will say today, from the established profitable businesses less than 0.0 and put 100 zeros, 1%, next to it 1, and then percent, people actually manage to reach this stage. It's extremely hard, but I believe in each and every one. Maybe one of us one day would be that next billionaire. We never know. Okay, so when we were kids, I still remember that when I was in grade 1, I was taught, we were taught about needs and wants. And I remember the teacher told me, Noura, the needs are like food, shelter, water, stuff like that. Everything else is just a want. If you think this way, you will not reach anywhere. Let me tell you why. The needs and the wants, rule number 1, needs and the wants differ from a person to a person. That's rule number 1. Let me tell you how. Imagine, okay, please guys, I want everyone to write either need or want. I'm asking you a question, the answer is either need or want. For you, imagine you never heard the definition of a need or a want. For you as a person, a mobile phone is a need or is a want? Okay, yes, okay. For those who wrote, it's a need. Can you just clarify in one sentence why it's a need? I can't survive without it. Okay, the word survival, especially in business, does not mean am I breathing or not. The word survival means am I comfortable or not? Remember that very well. What do I mean? The last time I actually physically went to the office and had a full day at the office was before Corona. Since Corona started, everything was online, or barely I'm going to the office, I need to finish some things and come back. This means everything I'm doing is either using my laptop and using my phone. If you took my laptop and my phone, I'm not gonna receive my salary. I cannot go to the office work, and I cannot finish my work without my laptop or my mobile. This means, this is one of the reasons. Another reason, I am super uncomfortable to an extent, even if I reach somewhere, I would come back home if I forgot my phone. If you now stole my phone, I bet you, after this session, I'm gonna go and buy another phone. I'm not gonna wait. As Noura, what I'm doing, a mobile phone for me is a need. It's not a want. And this is the confusion that people think about. A normal mentality would stick to the same definition as we were kids. An entrepreneurial mentality thinks in an advanced level and says, let me analyze, each person has a different need and a want. I want to read what you guys have written because it has become, okay. Now I want those who answered to re-answer again, because I saw many of them were a want and few were a need. I have another question to you guys. Please all answer. Imagine I'm a fashionista and I have 5 million followers on Snapchat, and all I do is I snap. Snapchat to me is a need or a want? It's definitely a need, 100%. If we started thinking the entrepreneurial way, if we started thinking about how an entrepreneur thinks, it is definitely a need. Because as soon as Snapchat goes, it's very hard for me to go and catch up in another platform. It's possible, and I can still breathe. But no, my life is miserable without it, definitely. Okay. Now, imagine those who actually said, I want specifically those who answered that or if you changed your answer after what I have said, if you used to believe that a mobile phone, or now believe that a mobile phone for you is a need, I want these people to answer. I want you to tell me, Would you, if I asked you, would your parents, or no, not parents, grandparents perceive the mobile phone as a need or a want? Grandparents. A want. Okay. We also have a very interesting comment, and I love your answer or your question basically. My job is my want. If my only reason was that I need a job, then yes, but no. If I come back all the way, me going out and grab my phone, if you steal my phone now and I buy it after a while, even if I lose my job, I will still do the same thing. For me as Noura, a mobile phone will always remain something I cannot survive without. So it's a must. I cannot live without it. But guys, why did I ask you whether your grandparents would perceive it as a need or a want? Is because I just want to tell you one thing. If I think something is a need or a want, it's totally normal. If another person thinks it's a need or something else, that's fine. This is rule number one. Needs and wants differ from a person to a person. That's rule number one. Now, let me tell you, why am I even explaining this? Let me tell you why. When the mobile phone was introduced, the very first time ever, was it a need or a want to everyone? To everyone on earth. It was a want. Anything, so that's rule number two. Anything you introduce for the very first time is definitely a want. Anything. So it was a want. So what made a product turn from a want to a need? It's how much solutions it's given the person, how much this person, his life became more comfortable, easier, from how easy my life became with a mobile phone. I cannot imagine my life without a mobile phone now. Why? Because I got so used to living in a certain type of service that I keep getting and feeling comfortable with it, that I cannot imagine myself at all without it. So if we learned something from here, is that a very successful company, that's 0.0000001% at the top, that's fraction of people, they are smart enough to introduce something as a want and brainwash you to perceive it as a need. You will never succeed to make everyone perceive your product as a need. That's no way. But if you manage to make a small fraction, even a small fraction of the people that consume your product or service perceive it as a need in the following 5 years, 10 years, congratulations. You've reached this stage. Okay? Okay, people started depending on it's been much easier. Exactly. Facts. Okay, so whatever I said now, maybe you guys did not digest it very well in the needs and wants, because this needs practicing. But what I want from you is start noticing things. Ask yourself, do I perceive this a need or a want? Ask yourself some questions. With time, you'll start to develop the skills to analyze what is a need and what is a want for the person in front of me. And why is this important? Is because I can take this person and then try to introduce a product or a service for this particular niche market. And that's what's very smart about using how to analyze entrepreneurial skills and needs and wants in the daily life or in business. Okay, so we spent 45 minutes defining entrepreneurship. So everything I said is just answering the question, what is entrepreneurship? For now, we'll get the easy part. Everything else we're going to discuss now, it's easy. But it's very interesting because starting now, it's very important for those who are thinking about actually opening a business. The very first thing I definitely need when I start thinking in the idea section in my mind and after analyzing, I need to set my capital, my budget. What is the capital? Can someone tell me what is the capital? Is it the money I need to start the business, or is it the money I need throughout my journey in the business? Okay, because we did not define such words, let's just use start or throughout. It's easier to start throughout the journey. Okay, the correct answer is it is just to start the business. This is called the capital. Okay, the budgeting is to maintain, for example, the emergency or maintaining for a few months. This becomes the budget. But when I ask you what was your capital, is that every single real you spent before you open the business. The day you open the business, whatever you spent, even on emergency, is not capital. It becomes costs and under the budget and the emergency money. Okay, but this is something you just learn. So it's just a word that's important for you to stick in your mind, and it's okay if you did not know it. It's just a terminology. So it's just to start a business, they call it capital, and budgeting gets a bit deeper more to that. So it's important for you to understand what is my capital, because it would differ. Yani imagine that I have an amazing problem in mind, amazing problem. 50,000 riyals in my bank. And the idea that I want costs 5 million. I need to know my budget. I need to know my capital that I will be starting with in order to build on it my idea. So if, I'll give you a very easy example. If I was thinking, for example, about doing a factory that manufactures gloves, I can do now maybe a small apartment. I would rent a small apartment and get a commercial license and maybe get one machine and 2 to 3 employees, and they work on production. So my budget and my capital affect a lot my business idea. Moving on. And then this is when I finalize my business idea. Why? Because now I already have analyzed the problem. I came up with a potential solution. I figured out if I am able financially to proceed, and then I made the idea. So this flow is extremely important. And then I need to understand, and really people used to laugh when I put this as something important, but people get confused. It is confusing. For those business is not in your daily activities, it's confusing. Talabat and carriage, are they a product or a service app, or both together? What are they? Anyone else? Okay. Mainly service. If I now, let's go to the same example. I went now to Talabat. I ordered McDonald's. Who made the food? Who made my food? Yeah, so McDonald's made the food. Did Talabat make the food? No, they did not. What did Talabat do? They delivered the food. So Talabat and Rafiq are purely a service company. It's only a service company. It's not a product or a service. When will it actually be a service and a product company? When I call McDonald's and they tell me, we will deliver it to you. So now I'm paying for 2 things, for the product and for delivery. And the easiest example on this is IKEA. When you go to IKEA, you can choose to buy the items and you build it at home, or you can pay for a service that they come to your house and they build it, or they also can deliver and build. So when you are at the cashier paying, you as a person, They divided already the cost that you're paying this for the product, this for the service. You're not paying for both together. Okay, so it's some people debate whether it's a smart idea or not, but at the end of the day, it is slightly confusing for people to sometimes, in some examples, say it's a product or service. So in your situation, you have to know, am I selling a product or a service? And some people would tell me, someone would say, for example, let's say if I go physically to McDonald's and buy from them, let's say sandwich for 10 riyals. And if I am at home and I call them and they tell me the delivery charge is 0 riyals and they deliver it. If I go physically and buy it from them, am I purchasing a product or a service or both? If I physically go. If I physically go to the store and buy the sandwich, take the sandwich, eat it. I'm buying a product. If I call them and they tell me the delivery is free and you're paying the exact same amount, but we will deliver it for you. Am I here taking, is their offer? Focus, guys. Is there what they are selling? Is it the product or the service or both? I'm paying even at home 10 riyals. I'm not paying for the delivery. See, here where the confusion happens. I'm not paying for the service. So their income is from what? And this is what is very critical. And people get extremely confused in this. Because you need to know, my revenue stream is from where? Is it from the product or is it from the service? It's only from the product. I'm not paying for the service. The service is just with the package. Because if it's the same as, also when I'm going to McDonald's, he's not giving me the chicken alone, the bread alone, and he tells me, you put it, it's a service. No. I'm paying for what? For what he's doing with his hand? For what he's driving? No, I'm paying for the product. And this is where the confusion happens. Simply ask yourself, am I paying for the product and service? Am I paying for the service or am I paying for the product? And this, your answer when it comes to budget is what you are selling. So this is extremely, extremely important. It's an advantage, so it's a plus. So it's a service they are offering, but are you a company of a service or a product? You are a company that the answer is, what is your revenue is from what? Is it from both or one or two? So this is where people actually get a bit confused. Okay, let's go next. Business plan. Okay, the business plan is very simple. So basically you need to have a complete business plan, write it down and say, in my marketing, I'm planning to do 1, 2, 3. In my production, I'm planning to do 1, 2, 3. Definitely in so much details. I'm just giving you very briefly, but you need to have, before you start executing your idea, you need to definitely have a business plan in your mind. And the business plan has every single aspect. And for example, in the production, you need to also write, how many machines do I need? The names of the machines, the costs of the machines, the maintenance of these machines, every single aspect of the production. Same applies to marketing, same applies to finance, same applies to HR, and so on. Okay, so guys, okay, I will repeat one thing. Maybe I was not clear. So just to make it clear, there is 2 types of answers, or it's at the end of the same. There's 2 types of questions, I mean. Am I, as a business, am I a product business or a service? To answer this question, I need to say, they are paying for what? They are paying for the product or the service? It's very important. If the customer doesn't know, if I'm making them pay 1 cent on delivery, then I'm a product and a service company. If I'm just I'm always delivery free all the time, regardless, it's my khalas, forever I'm delivery free, then for sure I'm a product I'm a product person. Let's say in another thing. What about Uber? So analyze the situation. Today, when I am riding, yes, there is certificates. We said that in the beginning. Okay, so am I taking something physical from Uber? I'm not taking something physical. Nothing tangible. I cannot touch anything. So it's a service. Okay. The last thing, and I heard it before someone wrote it, and I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the person that wrote that comment earlier. They spoke about the team. They spoke about the team or a partner or something like that when I said, when I was discussing with the masks. So building your team is extremely important. I have some people that tell me, I want to build my business alone. That's fine. Me as Noura, I don't personally support that for so many reasons. A partner or someone that can help you in the business, first, they can help you. Second, they can motivate you. Third, you distribute the risks. Fourth, you get more value or more thinking and higher level of discussion when you have a partner. In any business, there are ups and downs. Some days you'd feel you're very frustrated about your business that you don't feel like working. This is when your partner should jump in and vice versa. The team here doesn't only include the owners and the co-founders. It also includes choosing the right team. That's another point. So for example, I need to be extremely clear about my team before I start implementing the idea. For example, today I want to open an application. Yalla, Ana, today I want to go open a delivery application. I studied, I did everything, yalla, I'm ready. Do I have someone in my team that studied app development? I need to know yes or no. If no, I need to ask myself, do I need to hire a full-time employee? Full-time. Doing that, I need to study whether or not, how many hours do I need this person a day? Is it worth it to have a full-time or a part-time? In some cases, I have to even ask myself, basically, who will be the founders? Who will be working on the project and the employees? What are the things I will outsource? This is extremely important from day one before you even start. I need to know, what am I outsourcing? Am I outsourcing all the idea? Am I outsourcing maybe building the application and the maintenance will be in-house? What am I doing? You need to have all the structure, the team structures of the co-founders, the employees, and the outsources, the people that we will outsource to them. Who are they? It's extremely important. Yes, I answered them. Yes, we do have certificates for sure. Okay, we finished this slide. And guys, I think these questions, yeah, she answered. Okay, great. Now, we have to start thinking about an idea that is smart. What do I mean by a smart idea? And this is something, okay, if you guys have any question related to this, don't raise your hand, just ask at the very end. In 10 minutes, I will give you the time to ask. If you have a technical problem, just write in the chat, okay? Okay, let's continue. Guys, can you follow up on those who raised their hands in the chat, please? Okay, so to start with, the SMART. The S stands for something specific. Let me tell you, what do I mean by specific? Remember the example I gave regarding me calling and then trying to order on the phone, and I told you I cannot see pictures, and then I'm unable to understand what does she mean by chicken with I don't know what. There's so many problems associated to it. So imagine I introduced an application before Talabat and Carriage, and this application only, you can do everything same as Talabat and Carriage, but you cannot order. What do you think? What do you think about my solution? half. I like how you defined it. Yeah, it's incomplete. It's incomplete, so it's not specific. I have a very specific, clear problem, but my solution to the problem is not fitting it specifically as what is demanded. So it's a problem. It's an unfilled problem. So when you start thinking about ideas, you need to start thinking specifically about something. That, am I really solving the problem or not? Measurable. What do I mean by measurable? You need to plan everything that you have to ask yourself and plan everything that has an answer of a number. What do I mean by that? How many masks I have to produce in order to start generating money? How much I have to, if I am producing 10 million masks a year, then how much is my cost and how much I can price per box my masks? Am I gonna do individual packaging masks? Am I not? Everything related to number has to be answered specifically, so I know how to build on my idea further. Because if I plan to manufacture 10 million masks a year, which is not, it's not a small number, then I should not be really pricing my products very high because I have a lot of stock and I want to get rid of it. Unlike, for example, if I'm selling something considered expensive, so I don't manufacture a lot from, because I know my market is niche and my profit per product is high. So anything related to financials, measures, numbers needs to be answered clearly. Attainable. What is attainable? And attainable and realistic is a bit confusing, and I will try my best to make it separate. But even if you guys understood the full idea, it's okay, because at the end you need to get the 5 things done. Okay, this is what I really care about. What's the difference between something attainable and something realistic? So when it comes to budgeting, it goes under closer to realistic. So for example, I have 10 million riyals in my bank account and I want to invest it in something, and I come and tell you I want to open a mini market next to my house. How much would the mini market cost? 300, 500, 1 million? I have 10. It's not really realistic. How now I'm thinking and analyzing, it's not realistic. It's not meeting my goals and targets. It's not something that is matching what is my expected thing. So basically, the realistic goes a bit closer to budgeting. The attainable goes more closer to, am I able to? For example, am I, with the team and the knowledge that I have today and the time, am I able to manufacture X number? Am I able to solve this problem? Does the law allow me to solve this problem? So basically, it's all, if someone can tell me, no, is it realistic? It's not realistic because I cannot even do this amazing idea because the law does not support it. I know, but I'm just making it very easy to define. Something that you can do is called, or goes under attainable if it's more of time and effort. Something more related to money, it goes a bit under whether it's realistic or not. Time bound is the easiest one. It's the easiest one. And after, when we guys are sending you the link for the post test, you'll get a question on that. So pay attention. For the time bound, if I, for example, okay, let's do the same one, the mask example. For the masks, if I come and tell you, I have an idea, manufacturing masks, I will do it now. I will start working on the idea, but I would need the time of 2 years to actually start producing or selling my product. So this actually means the time bound is how much time. It is the study of the idea with the time. That's the difference between me studying the idea and studying the time that I need for the idea. For example, I need 2 weeks to order the machines. The shipment needs to be by overseas, so it takes a month. And then I need 10 days to start teaching my employees how to function with it. So this, when I start thinking about the time, it is related to building all my plan based on the time that I can. Okay, I can just simply, oh, yalla, I ordered. If I did not study how much time does it need for the items I ordered to reach Qatar, then all my plan would go wrong. All my plan would go wrong. I need to have every single aspect in my business plan to have a time bound to it. Yes, exactly. Okay, now the easiest and last part that we do, which is tips to open a business. I want you guys to comment. I want you to comment on what you see. See it and just comment about it. What do you see? Some people are copying the idea. So how would you feel about this? When you saw this picture, how did you feel? Stealing idea. The word stealing, it hurts a bit. And I don't think you're happy with it. What else? I need to see what you guys see in this picture. That's best, yes. Lack of creativity. Best concept. Okay, interesting. Okay, everything you said is correct, but there is 2 things that were very interesting. They can copy my work, but not my spirit. Let's comment on this. So I have another course, guys, that I told you, it's throughout the year, it's a full year. People actually end up opening the business. Yani, see, everything we spoke about today, they take it in day 1. And this course is for months. So they become entrepreneurs after it. Definitely, they become entrepreneurs after it. Some people come to me and they tell me, so we have to put them in groups for them to start brainstorming ideas, think about problems from the ideas, and so on and so forth. Building the business, starting production, selling. In the very beginning of this course, and this happens every single year, they come and tell me, I have an idea and I don't want to share it in the class or in my team. I'm scared it gets copied. Never, ever, ever get scared for an idea, and excuse me for that, but I will refer to it as this, like that, as an idea to get stolen. Let it be. Good luck. If someone, I bet you more than 1 billion maybe people thought about the delivery applications. Who ended up doing it? Those who put themselves in action and went and I did it. And they failed once, twice. You think from day 1 they succeeded? They failed. They put so much money and they lost it until they reached this stage. Good luck. You can copy my idea, but good luck copying my results. Remember that so well. Stop feeling annoyed that people are copying you. If your idea is great, this means it will be copied from tomorrow. If you see your idea being copied, then perfect. This is amazing. It's an indication that your idea is amazing. It's great. But this is where, if you have an entrepreneurial mentality, you would react smart. You would focus on your goal and you would work on it. Unlike others who get frustrated, they're copying me off, I don't, it's frustrating. No, it's okay. It's totally fine. Good luck. Good luck. I would just tell them good luck. So never ever be scared of an idea to be copied. Go steal ideas and hard luck implementing this idea well. Have the time, energy, fail. Go fail, and if you can continue, good luck. Okay, so this is how I really wanted, I wanted to hear from you how you think about it, and I wanted to give you this in return. Always focus on your work. Don't look around. Really, guys, do not look around. If you see someone imitating you, smile, smile, but don't give them the chance to grow faster. If you saw someone imitating, try to focus and put all the energy you have on your product. This means it's successful. Just make sure they don't cross you. Make sure they don't cross you. Just work on your project very well. And continue improvement. We're coming to the improvement point. It's extremely important. We're coming to it. Can you guys comment on this, please? Especially after me talking for an hour, I will be actually sad if I did not hear the what I want to hear. No comments? Guys, come on. Filling the gap. Wow, the words. Life easier, exactly. Okay, this actually makes me so happy. This means you actually got what I said. So nothing I can add to it. I just put it here just as a test to see if people are focusing or not. Comment on this one. I love this picture. I love it. The idea is the main thing. Work smart, not hard. Yes, that's what I wrote. But what does it mean? We hear it a lot. Work smart, but don't work hard. We hear it a lot. But what does it mean? You can see people starting before you. But maybe you guys have to stop and look in front of you with what you are doing and then try to execute it differently. And this also refers to the copying idea. Execution is what makes you special. It's not working. I can go to work from 10 a.m. and leave at midnight. And I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not learning. I'm not giving anyone anything extra. No, I can go to my work sometimes 2 hours a day and give a lot and leave an impact and come back. But in order to reach that stage, I need to work on myself 10 times more while no one is looking at me. And I'm working on myself. Some people invest in their education. Some people decide to study. They go to doctorate degree. Some people decide to take courses such as the course now you guys are taking. Everyone else is, I bet. Now if I go on the street, they're either in Qatar, Lusail, going around, cruising, enjoying, eating. You guys spend 2 hours on Zoom, listening to someone you've never seen before, talking about something called entrepreneurship. Maybe you want to learn something. So they don't know that you guys are learning now, but when will they notice? Later. So start working smart. How do you work smart? You invest in yourself so much that your implementation and execution on things become great habits later. Thank you, Tariq. I hope you're glad. Okay, so comment on this, guys. This is tricky. Time is essential. I did not think about that. Good, I agree 100%. What also? Oh, taking risks too. Guys, how do you think this way? I never thought about it. Money is time. Yeah, oh yeah. Good things take time. I'm not sure if I agree. This time will pass. Okay. 2 things I can conclude from this, and I also agree on so many things you guys have written I did not think about. But let me tell you the things you did not mention. Some people grow fast when they're not ready. Put that in mind. If you are not ready to grow fast, accept the losses, build on your weaknesses, make sure you reach a comfortable stage in your business, then go viral, even if your competitors went viral. So make sure you're choosing the right time, which is definitely someone said. Second thing that when I saw this picture, I wanted to say is that some people are resisting change. And I want to give you an example, and I'm sure, have you guys ever owned, I'm curious because I'm not sure how old are you? Have you guys ever owned a BlackBerry phone? Did you own one or, yes, wow. How old are you guys? I mean, I mean, our generation, we did not have phones when we were kids. So BlackBerry had an amazing feature. So back then we did not have WhatsApp, we did not have anything. BlackBerry was a smartphone that came and it had something called the BB pin. BB pin was the very first like WhatsApp that we had, but you can only chat with those who have a BlackBerry. So people used to buy a BlackBerry only to use the WhatsApp of the BlackBerry because you're not able to install it somewhere else. So it was like fancy, Allah, أشوف نفسي كشخة, something amazing. Oh, I have BlackBerry. I have BB pin. Do you guys have BB pin? It was wow, really back then. So they had this, and the competitors said, so people, why are people buying BlackBerry? Is because of this chatting app that they have on it. Let's do other, so this is when they started to accept apps like WhatsApp and other applications. BlackBerry was resisting. They wanted to stay as they are because they thought they wanted to be the unique ones. What happened? Less and less people started to buy BlackBerry. This means less and less people were able to chat with me as a person that owns a BlackBerry. So I started to less want the BlackBerry. And that's how it died out extremely fast. And the iPhone and the Samsung are taking longer than the other phones. So I remember, I think Sami or someone else wrote about time. So it's extremely important, guys, to, the improvement. It's extremely important to improve the product that you have. Partnership, comment on this. I'm curious to know what you guys would say. Teamwork, yeah. Listen, guys, here I again repeat. I know I explained this before, but I again repeat. Some people would come to me and tell me, I want to do it alone. That does not mean it's wrong. If you, as a person, are able to do it alone, perfect. Best of luck. I, as Noura, prefer to do it with a partner. So think, analyze yourself, your abilities, your way of thinking. What do you like? What do you dislike? You know your personality more than anyone else. But teamwork, you will never regret getting extra information from someone. You will never regret that. And you will never regret discussing something with someone. So there is more positives to the partnership than negatives. What about this? Different perspectives, exactly. Oh, wow, Ahmed. You know, I need someone like you in my life. You know why? I wish I can think this way. I need to set a budget and just think this way. I need that mentality. What else? I want more ideas. There is no right or wrong answer. I just want to see, what do you guys think when you see these pictures? Need is necessary. Okay, so let me comment my way. So now I can open YouTube and I play my favorite song and just listen to it. And I can go to the car, open the radio and listen to it. I can get the cassette and listen to it. I can get an iPad. I can get an iPod. I don't know what they call it. I don't even have one. And listen to it. At the end of the day, the outcome is the same. The outcome is the same. But you need to know, some people don't only care about the outcome. They care about the convenience. Because if I have the cassette, I have to be in a car to hear it. But if I have an iPod or an iPhone, I can be anywhere and hear the music. The outcome is the same. It's me listening to music. But the way, the process, the convenience, the everything is different. So just make sure you know what is the need and what is the want for a certain type of customers. Some people would say, both are not a need for me. Both are not a want for me. Some people would tell you both are a need and a want. The people are different perspectives. Just make sure you understand you are selling what to whom. This is extremely important. Okay, so guys, before we're ending very, very soon. We are done with today's lecture. We just have a post test, and this post test is not really a test. Just make sure you fill it. And when you guys fill it, you would receive as an electronic certificate. And as I told you guys, this is important. Use it if you're applying to college, applying to work. It's an extracurricular activity, is approved. It would really help you. You took the knowledge, just have it in a piece of paper. So what you need, make sure, now my colleagues will put a link in the chat. Click on the link. Make sure you write your name correctly, because the name that you will write is the name that will appear on the certificate. That's one. Second, make sure you write your email correctly, because if you do not write your email correctly, you will not receive the certificate. So I will give you guys 5 to 10 minutes. I will be here in the chat helping you. My colleague Leila put already the link. Just to click on it and start. It should not take you more than 2 to 5 minutes. If you guys took it and you received the certificate, write in the chat, done, received. So we'll give you guys 5 minutes. If you don't know what to do, please write in the chat. We will assist you.
Dear students, please let us know if you have not received your certificates. You can write in the chat. Ramesh, what's not opening?
Okay, Amna, thank you. Just give us 5 more minutes and then we will open it for questions. If anyone has any question or any comment on the course today, we just want to make sure everyone got their certificates. So let's say
Ramesh, if you can close the browser and click on the link again, please.
For those who actually received it, you can get a 4-minute break because at 6:30 we'll just open it for questions. So if you want to grab a coffee until 6:30, so 4 minutes. We're just waiting for the rest to confirm. Just grab the coffee, don't drink it in 4 minutes. No cahoots, no. Okay, 2 more minutes. And then we will open it for questions. Great, perfect. Thank you, Sami, Rawan, Leila, Jazira, perfect. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, you guys can start typing in the chat your questions if you have any questions about anything related to the topics we spoke about today. Anything, or you have a comment, please share it. And by the way, if you do not have anything to share or you don't have any questions, feel free, if you want to leave the room, feel free to do so. And thank you guys for being here. We'll spend 10 minutes to answer the questions that we will have today. Oh, feasibility study, no, it's not the same. And even the business plan and the feasibility study differs a lot from a business to a business. So if I have an application, it's going to be different than if I have a product. It's going to be extremely different if I have, see, everything you will learn in school, I should not say that, so just, yeah. You would do something completely different in real life. Thank you, Hafsa. Any more questions? And guys, you don't need to stay. If you're done and you don't have any questions, feel free to leave. And I'm gonna stay here until 6:40, just in case anyone has any questions. Oh, listen, I am biased. I'm gonna answer this question in a biased way. I love entrepreneurship, and I believe the more entrepreneurship courses you would take, it's not gonna be enough. So I would definitely recommend the longest program that we offer, which is the company program. Thank you, Elisa, Sami, thank you. Serene, thank you. Okay, I can see few people are still here. Okay. Notion, you have there's two different questions in here. So listen, entrepreneurship and business is just a mentality, but the rules and the regulations in every country, it changes from a country to another. So now in Qatar, even if you are a home business, you need to have a commercial license in order to sell or to generate money. If you are not a home business, since forever you needed to have a commercial license. But since recently, I think starting less than a year ago, you need to have a home commercial license if you are selling a product from the house. This is the first part. Second part, how can I study the customer feedback and the market? There are so many ways, but I will just give you in summary. You can do surveys, which I don't really recommend. You can do face-to-face interviews, but the best one, and leave it for the last. That doesn't mean you can only do that. You have to maybe do other things, but you have to end up with this. Produce something called MVP, the minimum variable product, which is the smallest product or the prototype that you can do. Test it on actual potential customers and see their reaction. Meaning, let's say this was my product and I wanted to test whether or not I can sell this product. So let's say now I want to sell it. I manufacture it. Before I open and start selling, I would try to sell it to you who's a potential customer for me. So this is a study, but it's the best study that can give you accurate answers. Okay. Tariq, yes, I give all the entrepreneurship sessions in JAS Qatar. So what I really recommend you, if you enjoyed today's session, follow us on social media. All our sessions are free, completely for free. Just follow us. Try to take other courses, because the iCamp or the innovation camp that you've taken today, it's not the same, it changes, but the main content is the same. I can change the examples to better fit today's audience, but the concept is always defining entrepreneurship. It's very, very basic. So we have more advanced courses, so just make sure when we introduce them on our social media, just register in them. Okay, thank you guys. Yes, if you don't have any questions, feel free to leave. My very first business, I was a student, and I was a student in Carnegie Mellon, and it's the best thing I've ever done to myself. It taught me so many things, and it made me know how to understand the difference between learning something and implementing something. And your first business would be very special to you forever. Even if you open the second and the third and they're more successful, your first is always very special. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you, guys. Any more questions? We still have 5 minutes.
Please, Nora, also check the Q&A because some people sometimes post there.
This one. Customer behavior advice, how to improve your knowledge, the best source. It's a comment, yeah. Advice, okay, how to improve our knowledge. Okay. For customer behavior, even if you have been doing this for years and years and years and years, you would never learn in customer behavior. The only way to learn, because listen guys, if I'm studying the customer behavior to this today, it's going to change for the same product tomorrow. So imagine different products, different times, different people that I'm studying. So when it comes to behavior, there is no textbook. You need to study it and be creative how to study it even. So actual tests would be the best way. You actually go and sell and test. If this guy may tell me before I produce the product in the survey, yes, I'm interested. I go, I manufacture it, I give it to them. They told me, no, I don't want to buy it. When do you make sure and you study the behavior and everything if they actually purchased it? Thank you, guys. Which degree did I opt to? You mean I studied? And I studied entrepreneurship in Carnegie Mellon, and I studied masters as well in entrepreneurship in HEC Paris. Any more questions, guys? Usually people bombard me with questions. We spent 30 minutes. But if you guys are good and this session was enough for you, just you can feel free to leave. Okay, so I do lecturing, that's what I do. And I also have my businesses, which gave me the knowledge for lecturing, not my universities. So that's why I'm telling you guys, go and try, even if you failed, don't stop. You would be amazed how much you can improve. We have another question. Would it be reasonable to open a business? University years, would it be able to run? Okay, so when I opened my business, I was a senior. And I was not very busy during the senior year. But let me tell you, I had a part-time job because I wanted internship. It was an internship, but it was like almost a part-time job. And I was studying, and Carnegie Mellon is not an easy school. And I was trying to open a business. So what I want to say, if I give you one task to do, you would feel you're stressed. If I give you 10 tasks that you do, you still do them and you would still tell me I'm stressed. So just make sure you do things that you say in the future, I'm thankful for my old self that I've done it. So pressure yourself. And by the way, the easiest time to pressure yourself and the most time you have is during university years. Because if anything goes wrong in the university, you would maximum drop from an A to a B or a B to a C. In real life, you lose money, you lose relationships with people, you close businesses, you ruin reputations for big names of businesses. So the game should start in university. If you go to the old set, I'm gonna make my kids start something small from high school. Just even if they fail, I don't care. I just want them to learn. And you cannot learn with just reading and listening to people. You need to do it in action. So don't worry, even if you're busy, just go ahead, put that extra time, just create it, trust me. What kind of business did I try my best not to say, but usually I don't communicate that, but because my title in the beginning said it, my first business is called Shneta. It's a second-hand luxury store, also online. We sell second-hand authentic items. We're, I think, the only physical store in Qatar. We opened years before. Thank you. Mind to take any more questions? Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave my email just in case anyone needs anything later. And if you guys want extra courses, I can forward you later if we have, inshallah. I will leave my email. Have it with you. I'm so glad. I also learned a lot from you guys today. I enjoyed the session. Time flew fast. That's my email. Oh, sorry, I gave it to the host. Wait 1 minute. I'll send it to everyone. Okay, so if you need anything, guys, feel free to contact me at any time. And thank you so much. any business ideas for high schools. We also give courses to build business ideas for high schools. But that again, remember, you should think about the problem, not the idea. Remember that so well. So guys, if you need anything, that's my email. Make sure you save it and let's stay in touch. Thank you so much. And special thanks for QDB. Definitely, you guys, we couldn't do it without you. Seriously.
Thank you so much, Noor, for this fruitful session. It was really nice. And thanks to Layla and Hind as well. So our audience, thank you for supporting by attending and contributing. We hope you enjoyed the experience and received beneficial information. We hope to see you in our next workshops.